Hello and welcome. We have released a new version of the uContext asset, and in this video, I want to tell you about the main new features of uContext 1.10. uContext stores the history of object selections in the scene and in the project. Press Ctrl plus Shift plus comma to restore the previous selection. uContext stores up to 20 history entries. If you restored the selection one or more times, then press Ctrl plus Shift plus period to go to the next selection entry. In addition, you can switch between the selection entries using the context menu. Open the context menu, select the selection history action and select the selection entry that you need. Hover over an element in a hierarchy while holding Ctrl to display all the icons of all the components on the game object under the cursor. In previous versions of uContext for mono behaviors without an icon for a C# script was displayed. This created a problem that you could not quickly identify the component that you needed. In uContext 1.10, if the default icon for C# scripts is to be displayed for a component, then instead of it, you will see the component name in Photoshop style. For example, OM will be displayed for Online Maps component. If the components have the same prefix, in the settings you can specify a list of prefixes for removal. For example, you have components Online Maps and Online Maps Marker Manager. When specifying the prefix Online Maps, for the first component OM will be displayed, for the second MM. If a game object contains 6 or fewer components, the dots button will be displayed at the end, allowing you to add a component, or add game object to your bookmarks. If the game object contains more than 6 components, then the +X button will be displayed at the end, where X is the number of remaining components. When you click on this button, you will see the remaining components, the button to add the component and the button to add the game object to bookmarks. uContext adds a large number of keyboard shortcuts to the Unity editor. Select Window, Infinity Code, uContext, Shortcuts. This window contains all the shortcuts added by uContext. You can filter items by action or context. This window displays the current shortcuts specified in the settings for the enabled features. If the feature is disabled, the shortcuts of this feature will not be displayed. We take great care to ensure that uContext improves your workflow, rather than dictating your vision. uContext allows you to fully customize behaviors, disable features that you don't need, and override key combinations. One of the most difficult things to configure is the blacklist of windows for opening a search. In uContext 1.10, we have simplified this as much as possible. Just click Pick, and click on the window that you want to add to the blacklist. uContext 1.10 contains many changes and improvements, the full list of which you can read in the changelog. Thank you for watching. Link to uContext in the description.